This is a reading from Genesis to Revelation. I'm currently at Deuteronomy. No, Joshua. Joshua. So before I start, let's say our Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So I stopped at Joshua 4. Or let me check. Joshua 3. Now, Joshua chapter 4. Memorial stone are set up where the whole nation that have crossed the Jordan. The Lord said to Joshua, choose 12 men tribe and command them to take 12 stones out of the middle of the Jordan from the very place where the prince were standing. Tell them to carry this stone with them and to put them down where you camp tonight. Then Joshua called the 12 men he had chosen and said, go into the Jordan ahead of the covenant boughs of the Lord your God. Each one of you take a stone on your shoulder, one for each tribe of Israel. This stone will remind the people of what the Lord has done in the future. When your children ask what this stone means to you, you will tell them that the water of the Jordan stopped flowing when the Lord's covenant boughs crosses the river. This stone will always remind the people of Israel what happened here. The men followed Joshua's order, as the Lord had commanded Joshua. They took 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, one for each of the tribes of Israel, carried them to the camping place, and put them down there. Joshua also set up 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan, where the prince and the covenant boughs had stood. Those stones are still there. The prince stood in the middle of the Jordan until everything has been done that the Lord ordered Joshua to tell. Everything had been done that the Lord ordered Joshua to tell the people to do. This is what Moses have commanded. The people hurried across the river. When they were all on the other side, the prince with the Lord's covenant boughs went on ahead of the people. The men of the tribe of Reuben and Gad, and of the tribe of and of the men of the tribe of Reuben and Gad, and of half the tribe of Manasseh, ready for the battle, crossed ahead of the rest of the people, as Moses had told them to do. In the presence of the Lord, about 40,000 men, ready for war, crossed over to the plain near Jericho. What the Lord did that day made the people of Israel consider Joshua a great man. They honored him all his life, just as they have honored Moses. Then the Lord told Joshua to command the prince carrying the covenant bowls to come up out of the Jordan. Joshua did so. When the when the priests reached the river bank, it began flowing once more and flooded it back again. The people crossed the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month and make camp at Gilgal, east of Jericho. There Joshua set up the 12 stones taken from the Jordan. He said to the people of Israel, "In the future, when your children ask you what this stone means, you will tell them about the time when Israel crossed the Jordan on dry land, on dry ground. Tell them that the Lord your God dried up the water of the Jordan for you until you crossed, just as he dried up the Red Sea for us. Because of this, everyone on earth will know how great the Lord's power is, and you will honor the Lord your God forever." Joshua chapter 5. All the Amorite kings and all the Canaanite kings along the Mediterranean Sea heard that the Lord has dried up the Jordan until the people of Israel has crossed it. They became afraid and lost their courage because of the Israelites. The circumcision at Gilgal. Then the Lord told Joshua, "Make some knives out of fleece and circumcise the Israelites." So Joshua did as the Lord has commanded, and he circumcised the Israelites at a place called Circumcision Hill. When the people of Israel left Egypt, all the males were already circumcised. However, during the 40 years people spent crossing the desert, none of the baby boys had been circumcised. Also, by the end of that time, all the men who were of fighting age when they left Egypt have died because they had disobeyed the Lord, just as he had sworn. They were not allowed to see the rich and fertile land that he had promised their ancestors. Most of these men has never been circumcised, and it was this new generation that Joshua circumcised. After the circumcision was complete, the whole nation stayed in the camp until the wound had healed. The Lord said to Joshua, "Today I have removed from you the disgrace of being slave in Egypt." That is why the place was named Gilgal. The name it the name it still had. While the Israelites were camping at the Gilgal on the plain near Jericho, they observed Passover on the evening of the 14th day of the month. The next day was the first time they ate food grown in Canaan, roasted grain and bread made without yeast. The manna stopped falling then, and the Israelites no longer had. From that time on, they ate food grown in Canaan. Joshua and the man with his sword. While Joshua was near Jericho, he suddenly saw a man standing in front of him, holding a sword. Joshua went up to him and asked, "Are you one of our soldiers or an enemy?" "Neither," the man answered. "I am here as the commander of the Lord's." Joshua threw himself on the ground in worship and said, "I am your servant, sir. What do you want me to do?" The commander of the Lord's army told him, "Take your sandals off. You are standing on holy ground." And Joshua did as he was told. Joshua sees the fall of Jericho. The gates of Jericho were kept shut and guarded to keep the Israelites out. No one could enter or leave the city. The Lord said to Joshua, I am putting into your hand Jericho, with its kings and all its brave soldiers. You and your soldiers are to march round the city once a day for 6 days. 7 princes, each carrying a trumpet, are to go in front of the covenant bus. On the seventh day, you and your soldiers are to march round the city 7 times while the prince blow the trumpet. Then they are to sound one long note as long as you hear it. Or okay, then they are to sound one long note. As soon as you hear it, all the men are to give a loud shout, and the city wall will collapse. Then the whole army will go straight into the city. Joshua called the prince and said to them, "Take the covenant bus, and 7 of you go in front of it, carrying trumpets." Then he ordered his men to start marching round the city, with an advance guard going on ahead of the Lord's covenant bus. So just as Joshua has ordered, an advance guard started out ahead of the prince, who was blowing trumpets. Behind this came the prince who were carrying the covenant bus, followed by a guy. All this time the trumpets were sounding, but Joshua had ordered his men not to shout, not to say a word. His men, okay, until he gave the order. So he told his group of men to take the Lord's covenant bus round the city once. Then they came back to camp and spent the night there. Joshua got up early the next morning, and for the second time the priests and soldiers marched around the city in the same order as the day before. First the advance guard, next the 7 princes blowing the 7 trumpets, then the prince carrying the Lord's covenant bus, and finally the rear guard. All this time the trumpets were sounding. On this second day they again marched round the city once, and then returned to camp. They did this for 6 days. On the seventh day they got up at daybreak and marched 7 times round the city in the same way. This was the only day that they marched round it 7 times. The 7th time round, when the priests were about to sound the trumpet, Joshua ordered his men to shout, and he said, "The Lord has given you this city, the city and everything in it. It must be totally destroyed as an offering to the Lord. Only the prostitute Rahab and her household will be spared, because she hid our spies. But you are not to take anything that is to be destroyed. If you do, you will bring trouble and destruction on the Israelite camp. Everything made of silver, gold, bronze, or iron is set apart for the Lord. It is to be put in the Lord's treasury." So the prince blew the trumpet. As soon as the men heard it, they gave a loud shout, and the walls collapsed. Then all the army went straight up the hill into the city and captured it. With their swords they killed everyone in the city, men and women, young and old. They also killed the cattle, sheep, and donkeys. Joshua then told the 2 men who had served as spies, "Go into the prostitute's house and bring her and her family out, as you promised her." So they went and brought Rahab out, along with her father and mother, her brothers, and the rest of her family. They took them all, family and slave, to safety near the Israelite camp. Then they set fire to the city and burnt it to the ground, along with everything in it, except the things made of gold, silver, bronze, and iron, which they took and put in the Lord's treasury. But Joshua spared the life of the prostitute, Rahab, and all her relatives, because she have hidden the two spies that he sent to Jericho. Her descendants has lived in Israel to this day. At that time, Joshua issued a solemn warning: anyone who try to rebuild the city of Jericho will be under the Lord's curse. Whoever lay the foundation will lose his eldest son. Whoever build the gate will lose his youngest. So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame spread through the whole country. Joshua chapter 7. Accounting the Lord's command to Israel not to take from Jericho anything that was to be destroyed was not obeyed. A man named Achan disobeyed that order, and so the Lord was furious with the Israelites. Achan was the son of Carmi, the grandson of Zabdi, and belongs to the clan of Zerah, a part of the tribe of Judah. Joshua sent some men from Jericho to Ai, a city east of Bethel, near Beth-aven, with orders to go and explore the land. When they have done so, they reported back to Joshua, "There is no need for everyone to attack Ai. Send only about 2 or 3 thousand men. Don't send the whole army up there to fight. It is not a large city." So about 3,000 Israelites made the attack, but they were forced to retreat. The men of Ai chased them from the city gate as far as some quarries and killed about 36 of them on the way down the hill. Then the Israelites lost their courage and were afraid. Joshua and the leaders of Israel tore their clothes in grief, threw themselves to the ground before the Lord's covenant post, and lay there till evening with dust on their head to show their sorrow. And Joshua said, "Sovereign God, Sovereign Lord, why did you bring us across the Jordan at all? To hand us over to the Amorites, to destroy us? Why don't we just stay on the other side of the Jordan? What can I say, O Lord, now that Israelites have retreated from the enemy? The Canaanites and everyone else in the country will hear about it. They will surround us and kill every one of us. And then what will you do to protect your honor?" The Lord said to Joshua, "Get up. Why are you lying on the ground like this? Israel has sinned. They have broken the agreement with me that I ordered them to keep. They have taken some of the things commanded to destroy. They stole them, lie about it, and put them with their own things, and put them in their own things. This is why the Israelites can't stand against their enemies. They retreat from them because they themselves have not been condemned to destruction. I will not stay with you any longer unless you destroy the things you were ordered not to take. Get up, purify the people, and get them ready to come before me. Tell them to be ready tomorrow, because I, the Lord God of Israel, have this to say. Israel, you have in your possession some things that I order you to destroy. You cannot stand against your enemies until you get rid of these things. brought forward. Tribe by tribe, the tribe that I pick out will then come forward. Clan by clan, the clan that I pick out will come forward. Family by family, the family that I pick out will come forward. Man by man, the one who is then picked out and found with the command, condemned goods will be burnt, along with his family and everything he owns. For he has brought terrible shame on Israel and has broken my covenant. Early the next morning Joshua brought Israel forward tribe by tribe, and the tribe of Judah was picked out. He brought the tribe of Judah forward, clan by clan, and the clan of Zerah was picked out. Then he brought the clan of Zerah forward, family by family, and the family of Zebdi was picked out. He then brought Zebdi family forward, man by man, and Achan the son of Carmi and grandson of Zabdi was picked out. Joshua said to him, My son, tell the Israelites, my son, tell the truth here before the Lord, the God of Israel, and confess. Tell me now what you have done. Don't try to hide it from me. It is true, Achan answered. I have sinned against the Lord, Israel's God, and this is what I did. Among the things we seized, I saw a beautiful Babylonian clock, about 2 kilograms of silver, and a bar of gold weighing over half a kilogram. I wanted them so much that I took them. I You will find them buried inside my tent with the silver at the bottom. So, oh God. So Joshua sent some men who ran to the tent and found that the condemned things really were buried there with the silver at the bottom. They brought them out of the tent, took them to Joshua and all the Israelites, and laid them down in the presence of the Lord. Joshua, along with all the people of Israel, seized Achan, the silver and the clock, and the bar of gold, together with Achan's sons and daughters, his cattle, donkeys, and sheep, his tent, and everything else he owned. And they took them to Trouble Valley. And Joshua said, Why have you brought such trouble on us? The Lord will not bring trouble on you. All the people then stoned Achan to death. They also stole and burnt his family and possessions. They put a huge pile of stone over him, which is there to this day. That is why that place is still called Trouble Valley. Then the Lord was no longer furious. Joshua chapter 8. The capture and destruction of Ai. The Lord said to Joshua, Take all the soldiers with you and go on up to Ai. Don't be afraid or discouraged. I will give you victory over the king of Ai. His people, city, and the land will be yours. You are to do to Ai and its king what you did to Jericho and its king. But this time you may keep its goods and livestock for yourself. Prepare to attack the city by surprise from the rear. So Joshua got ready to go to Ai with all his soldiers. He picked out 30,000 of his best troops and sent them out at night. With this order, hide on the other side of the city, but not too far away from it. Be ready to attack men and I will approach the city. When the men of Ai came out against us, we will turn and run, just as we did the first time. They will pursue us until we have lead them away from the city. They will think that we are running away from them, as we did before. Then you will come out of hiding and capture the city. The Lord your God will give it to you. After you have taken the city, set it on fire, just as the Lord have commanded. These are your orders. So Joshua sent them out, and they went to their hiding place and west of Ai. Between Ai and Bethel, Joshua spent the night in camp. Early in the morning, Joshua got up and called the soldiers together. Then he, he and the leaders of Israel lead them to Ai. The soldiers with him went towards the main entrance to the city and set up camp on the north side, with a valley between themselves and Ai. He took about 5,000 men and put them in hiding west of the city, between Ai and Bethel. The soldiers were arranged for battle with the main camp north of the city and the rest of the men to the west. Joshua spent the night in the valley. When the king of Ai saw Joshua's men, he acted quickly. He and all his men went out towards the Jordan Valley to fight the Israelites at the same place as before, not knowing that he was about to be attacked from the rear. Joshua and his men pretended that they were retreating and ran away towards the barren country. All the men in the city all the men in the city had been called together to go after them. And as they pursued Joshua, they kept getting farther they kept getting farther away from the city. Every man in Ai went after the Israelites, and the city was left wide open, with no one to defend it. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Point your spear at Ai. I am giving it to you." Joshua did as he was told, and as soon as he lifted his hand, the men who had been hiding got up quickly, ran into the city and captured it. They immediately set the city on fire. When the men of Ai looked back, they saw the smoke rising to the sky. There was no way for them to escape, because the Israelites who had run towards the barren country now turned round to attack them. When Joshua and his men saw that the others have taken the city and that it was on fire, they turned round and began killing the men of Ai. The Israelites in the city now came down to join the battle. So the men of Ai found themselves completely surrounded by Israelites, and they were all killed. No one got away, and no one lived through it except the king of Ai. He was captured and taken to Joshua. The Israelites killed every one of the enemy in the barren country where they had chased them. Then they went back to Ai and killed everyone there. Joshua kept this spear pointed at Ai and did not put it down until every person there has been killed. The whole population of Ai was killed that day. 12 12,000 men and women. The Israelites kept for themselves the livestock and the goods captured in the city, as the Lord had told Joshua. Joshua burnt Ai and left it in ruin. It is still like that today. Mhm. It is still like that today. He hung the king of Ai from a tree and left his body there until evening. At sunset, Joshua gave order for the body to be removed, and it was thrown down at the entrance to the city gate. They covered it with a huge pile of stones, which is still there today. The law is read at Mount Ebal. Then Joshua built on Mount Ebal an altar to the Lord, the God of Israel. He made it according to the instruction that Moses, the Lord's servant, has given the Israelites, as it says in the law of Moses. An altar made of stone which have not been cut with iron tools. On it they offer burnt sacrifice to the Lord, and they also presented their fellowship offering there with Israelites looking on. Joshua made on the stone a copy of the law which Moses had written. The Israelites, with their leaders, officials, and judges, as well as the foreigners among them, stood on two sides of the Lord's covenant box, facing the Levitical priest who carried it. Half the people stood with their back to the Mount Gerizim, and the other half with their back to Mount Ebal. The Lord's servant Moses had commanded them to do this when the time comes for them to receive the blessing. Joshua then read aloud the whole law, including the blessing and the curses, just as they are written in the book of the law. Every one of the commandments of Moses was read by Joshua to the whole gathering, which included women and children, as well as the foreigners living among them. Joshua chapter 9. The Gibeonites deceived Joshua. The victories of Israel became known to all the kings west of Jordan, in the hills, in the foothills, and all along the coastal plain of Mediterranean Sea, king of the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. They all came together and joined forces to fight against Joshua and the Israelites. But the people of Gibeon, who were heavily Joshua have done to Jericho and Ai, and they decided to deceive him. They went and got some food and loaded their donkeys of the Jordan. King Sihon of Heshbon, his band, and King Og of Bashan, who told us to get some food ready for a journey. We were told to put ourselves at your service and ask you to make a treaty with us. Look at our bread. When we left home, with it and start out to meet you. It filled these wineskins. They were new, but look, they are worn out. They have torn. Joshua made a treaty of friendship with the people of Hebron and allowed them to live. The leader of the people did indeed let them live by. So the Lord promised to give them a land and to give them Lord will punish us, then as we have called wood carrots, we have called wood carrot here. We always live, cutting wood and carrying water for the sanctuary of my God. we were terrified of you. We are in fear of my God. We were terrified of you. We are in fear of our life. Now we are in your of our life. Now we are in your power. Do with us what you think is right. So this is what Joshua did. He protected them and they have continued to do this work in the city that has a king. It's fragile and it's a city that has a king. It's fragile and it's a fighter. So I don't need that parent of into king, parent of into king. DB made peace with Joshua and the Israelites. These five echoed Joshua at the camp in Giga. Do not abandon us, sir. Come at once and help us save us. All the Amorite king in the hill country have joined force and have attacked us. So Joshua and his whole army, including the best troop, including the best troop, started from his army marched from Giga to Gibron, and they made a surprise attack on the Amorites. They made the Amorites panic at the sight of Israelites, and Israelites slaughtered them at Gibeon and marched them down the mountain pass at Beth Horon, keeping up the attack as far south as Azekah and Makkedah. While the Amorites were running down the pass from the Israelite army, the Lord made large hailstones fall down on them all the way to Azekah. On the day that the Lord on the day the Lord killed the men of Israel over the Amorites, Joshua spoke to the Lord in the presence of the Israelites. He said, "Sun stands over Gibeon." This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. So, on the day that the Lord gave the men of Israel, Joshua not more than Joshua have quiet. He said, "Sun, stand still." He said, "Sun, stand still over Gibeon. Moon, stop over Adullam." The sun stood still and the moon did not move until the nation had its enemies. This is written in the book of Joshua. The sun stood still in the middle of the sky, did not go for a whole day. Never before and never since has there been a day like this. The Lord fought on Israel's side. After this, Joshua and his army went back to the camp at Gilgal. Joshua captured the 5 Amorites escaped were hiding in the cave of Makkedah. Someone found them and Joshua was told where they were hiding. He said, "Rise from there, keep on after the enemy and attack them from the rear. Don't let them get to their cities. The Lord your God have given you victory over them." Joshua and the men of Israel slaughtered them, although some managed him at the camp at Makkedah. Called all to him and all the officers who had gone with him and put their hands on the neck of the kings. They did so. Then Joshua story. Be determined and confident because this is what the Lord is going to do all enemies. They are buried ground. Joshua captured more Amorite territory. Joshua and his army went on from Makkedal to Libnah and attacked it. The Lord also gave the Israelites victory over this city and its king. They spared no one, but killed every person in it. They did to the king what they have done to the king of Jericho. After this, Joshua and his army went off from Libnah to Lachim on the second day of the battle, just as they had done. Joram of Gibeah came to the next as they have done to Lachish. After this, Joshua and his army went from Eglon up to east to Hebron, attacked it and nearby towns. Joshua condemned the city to total destruction, just as he had done to Eglon. No one in it was left alive. As those of the country God had commanded, Joshua's people took him from Kadesh Barnea in the to Gaza coast, including all the guns, and as far north as Gibeon. After Joshua and his people went back to the camp at Gilgal. Joshua and his people went back to the camp at Gilgal. He sent King Joab of Madon to the kings of Shiron, Ashaphi, Jordan valley south of Leb, and what began both sides of Jordan. To the Amorites, the Hittites, as well as to the Hivites who live at the foot of Mount Hermon in the land of Ziph. They came with all their soldiers, an army with as many men as there are grain of sand on the seashore. They also had many horses and chariots. All these kings joined forces and came together and set up camps at Meron Brook to fight against Israel. The Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid of them. By this time tomorrow I will have killed all of them for Israel. You are to put their horses and burn their chariots." So Joshua and all his men attacked them by surprise as Meron broke. The Lord gave the Israelites victory over them. The Israelites attacked and pursued as far north as Mistrepot near Sidon, and as far fights continued until none of the enemy was left alive. Joshua did to them what the Lord commanded. He crippled their horses and burnt their chariots. Joshua then turned back, captured Hazor, and killed its king. At that time, Hazor was the most powerful of all those kingdoms. They put everyone there to death. No one was left alive, and the city was burnt. Joshua captured all these cities and their kings, putting everyone to death, just as Moses, the Lord's servant, has commanded. However, the Israelites did not burn any of the cities built on mounds, except Hazor, which Joshua named for themselves, but put everyone to death. No one was left alive. God giving him command to his side. He did it in the Lord, the area of Goshen in the dry country south of it. as well as the Jordan Valley. Territory extended from Mount Halak in the south near Edom as far as Regard in the north. In the valley of Hevites lay all the others were conquered battle. The Lord avoided them the amount of fast destroyed that they would be condemned to total destruction, and all be killed without mercy. This was what the Lord had commanded Moses. At this time Joshua went and captured the whole land. The Lord as their own and divided it into portions, one for each tribe. So the people ruled against defeated by Moses. The people of Israel have already conquered and occupied the land east of Jordan, from the Arnon Valley of the Jordan Valley as far north as Mount okay, from Lake Gami south of it, east of the sea, and west almost he moved across the country. His kingdom ended with him put around to the tribe of Reuben and Gad and Trianonites, Perizzites and Trianonites, Perizzites and the Perizzites and the Hivites, and Zeb, Arad, Jair, Arad, Jair, Ab, Lad, Okitezo, Okitezo, Tiza, 31 king. Joshua was now very old. The she of Philistia, and Gishon, as well as all the territory of Avi to the south, the land from the stream of Shihon at the end. The king of the Philistines lived at Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Akron. There is still other which belongs to the Sidonians, as far as Peknas, as far as Pek at the Amorite border, the land of the Gibalites, all of Lebanon. Not past this ruled all the territory of the Sidonians, who lived the territory of the Sidonians, who lived the Hittites and Misrephoth me. I will drive out this by the land among the Israelites, just as I have commanded you to do. Now then, divide this land among the people, among other 9 tribes, and half of the tribe of Manasseh they possess as their own. Division of the territory east of the Jordan. The tribe of Reuben and Gad and the other half of the tribe of Manasseh already received the land that Moses the Lord's servant has given them. It was on the east side of the river Jordan. Their territory extended to on the edge of the Arnon Valley, and the city in the midst of and included all the cities that has been ruled by the Amorite king Sihon ruled at Bon. It included Gilead, all Mortimon, and all of Bashan as far as Seca. It included the kingdoms of Og, the last of the Raphan, who has ruled at Ataroth and Edrei. Moses has defeated these people and driven them out. However, the Israelites did not drive out the people of Gishon and Micah. They still live in Israel. Moses have given no land to the tribe of Levi, as the Lord have told Moses. They were to receive at their possession a share of the sacrifice burnt on the altar to the Lord God of Israel. The territory assigned to Reuben. Moses has given a part of the land to the family of the tribe of Reuben as their possession. Their territory extended to Aaron on the edge of the Arnon Valley, and the city in the middle around Midbar. It included Heshbon, Ammon, Baminoth, Jahaz, Kedemot, Mephtat, which kind of name Kiriatem, Sheba, Zerit, Zereth, all the as the rulers of Midian, Evan, Rekem, Zoho, and Reba. All of them had ruled the land before King Sihon. Among those whom the people of Israel killed was the fourth teller, Balaam son of Beor. Israel. Among those who the people of Israel killed was the fortune teller, Balaam of Beor. Yes, I remember that name. The Jordan was the western border of the tribe of Reuben, to the family of the tribe of Reuben as their possession. The territory assigned to Gad. Moses have also given a part of the land to the family of the tribe of Gad as their possessions. Their territory included Jazer and all the city of Gilead, half the land of Ammon as far as Aroi, which is east of Rabbah. Their land extended from Heshbon to Ramat, Mizpeh and Miktoni, from Mahanaim to the border of Lobdebar in the Jordan Valley. It included Beth-Haram, Beth-Nira, Succoth, and Ziphon. The rest of the kingdom of King Sihon of Heshbon. Their western border was the river Jordan as far north as Lake Galilee. These were the cities and towns given to the family of the tribe of Gad as their possession. The territory assigned to East Manasseh. Moses has given a part of the land to the family of the half the tribe of Manasseh as their possessions. Their territories extended to Mahanaim and included of the Bashan, the whole kingdom of Og, the king of Bashan, as well as all cities of the village of Jad in Bashan. It included half Gilead as well as Ashtaroth and Edrei, the capital city of Og kingdoms in Bashan. All this was given to half the family, descendants from Machir son of Manasseh. That is how Moses divided the land east of Jericho and the Jordan when he was in the plain of Moab. But Moses did not assign any land to the tribe of Levi. He told them that their possession was to be a share of the offering to the Lord God of Israel. Joshua chapter 14. The division of the territory west of Jordan. What follows is an account of how the land of Canaan west of the Jordan was divided among the people of Israel. Eleazar the prince, Joshua son of Nun, and leaders of the family of the Israelite tribes divided it among populations, as the Lord had commanded Moses. The territories of the 9.5 tribes went west of the Jordan were determined by drawing lots. Moses had already assigned the land east of the Jordan to the other 2.5 tribes. The descendants of Joseph were divided into two tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. However, Moses gave the Levites cities to live in, with feed for their cattle and flocks. The people of Israel divided their land as the Lord had commanded Moses. Hebron is given to Caleb. Okay, yes, Caleb. After Moses, Joshua, after Joshua, Caleb. That's it. One day, some people from the tribe of Jordan came to Joshua at Gilgal. One of them, Caleb, son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, said to him, "You know what the Lord said in Kadesh Barnea about the Lord, okay, about you and me to Moses, the man of God. I was 40 years old when the Lord's servant Moses sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out this land. I brought an honest report back to him. The men who went with me, however, made our people afraid, but I faithfully obeyed the Lord my God, because I did. Moses promised me that my children and I would certainly receive as our possession the land which I walked over. But now look, it has been 45 years since the Lord said that to Moses. That was when Israel was going through the desert. And the Lord, okay, and where is the end? And the Lord, as in promise, have kept me alive ever since. Look at me, I am 85 years old, and I'm still as strong today as I was when Moses sent me out. I am still strong enough for war or for anything else. Now then, give me the hill country that the Lord promised me on that day when my men and I reported. We told you then that the race of giants called the Anakim were there in large walled cities. Maybe the Lord will be with me, and I will drive them out. Just as the Lord said. Joshua blessed Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and gave him the city of Hebron as his possession. Hebron still belongs to the descendants of Caleb, son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, because he faithfully obeyed the Lord, the God of Israel. Before this, Hebron was called the city of Abba. Abba has been the greatest of the Anakim. Joshua chapter 15. The territory assigned to Judah. The family of the tribe of Judah received a part of the land described as followed. The land reached south of the southernmost point of the wilderness of Zin at the border of Edom. This southern border ran from the south end of the Dead Sea west southward from the Arab past and on to Zin. It ran south of Kadesh Barnea, past Pat his drum and up to turned towards Kaka, Eli, went on to Asmon and followed the stream on the border of Egypt to the Mediterranean Sea where the border ended. Was the southern border of Jordan. The eastern border was the Dead Sea, all the way up to the inlet where the Jordan emptied into it. The northern border began there, extended up to Beth-Hogla and of the went north of the ridge overlooking the Jordan Valley. Then it went up to the stone of Bohar. Bohar was a son of Reuben, from Trouble Valley up to Dibon, and then turned north towards Gilgal, which faces Adumim, passed on the south side of the valley. It then went on to the spring of the En-Shemesh out to En-Rogel, and up through the valley of Hinnom on the south side of the hill where Jebusite city of Jerusalem was located. The border then proceeded up to the town of the hill on the west side of the valley of Hinnom. At the northern end of the valley of Rephaim, from there it went to the springs of Nephtoah and out to the city near Mount Ephraim. There it ran towards Bala or Kiriath Jearim, where it circled west of Bala towards the hill country of Edom, went on north side of Mount Jearim or Shisalon, down to Beth Shemesh, and on past Timnah. The border then went out to the hill north of Akron, turned towards Shikeron, past Mount Bala, and onto Jamnah. It ended at the Mediterranean Sea, which formed the western border. Hey, within these borders lived the people of the family of Judah. Caleb conquered Hebron and Dibon. As the Lord commanded Joshua, part of the territory of Judah was given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh from the tribe of Judah. He received Hebron, the city belonging to Abba, father of Anak. Caleb drove the descendants of Anak out of the city, the clans of Shisha, Ahima, and Tamar. From there he went to attack the people living in Dibon. This city used to be called Kiriath-Sepher. Caleb said, I will give my daughter Achsah in marriage to the man who succeeded in capturing Kiriath-Sepher. Othniel, the son of Caleb, gave him his daughter Achsah in marriage. Achsah. On the wedding day, Othniel urged her to ask her father for a field. She got down from her donkey, and Caleb asked her what she wanted. She answered, I want some pools of water. The land you have given me is in the dry country. So Caleb gave her the upper and lower springs, the city of Judah. This is the land that the family of the tribe of Judah received as their possession. The city farther south that belongs to them, those that were near the border of Edom, were Kabzeel, Edel, Jagur, Kina, Dimnah, Adada, Kedesh, Hazor, Ishna, Zipher, Tele, Beeroth, Hazor, Hadach, Kerioth, Hezro or Hazor, Aman, Shiman, Moada, Hazar, Gada, Hishmon, Bet Pelet, Hazar, Shoa, Beersheba, Bizota, Bala, Nim, Ezim, Tolad, Chilsil, Homa, Ziklag, Madmana, Sangsana, Lebaot, Shihim, Aim, and what again? Rimmon. 29 cities all along with the town round them. The city in the foothill were Exter, Zora, Ashna, Zanot, Enganim, Taposh, Enam. What is wrong with you? Leave there. Go find one for it. Okay, now you can try it. Jamut, Adullam, Sokop, Azika, Shariam, Aditya, Kidiria, and Gederot. 14 cities along with the towns around them. There were also Zinan, Hadasha. Those names are too complicated. Hadasha, Migdal, Migdagad, Dilian, Mishva, Jokdil, Lagman, Shitlish, Giderot, Bet Dagon, Naama, and Makada, 16 cities along with the town around them. There were also Libnah, Ether, Asher, Ishtar, Ashna, Nezeb, Kiliah, Achzib, and Maresha, 9 cities along with the town around them. There was Ekron with its town and villages, and all the city towns and near Ashdod, from Ekron to the Mediterranean Sea. There were Ashdod and Gaza with their towns and villages, reaching to the stream on the border of Egypt and the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. In the hill country there were Shamir, Jatai, Soko, Dana, Kirat, Sephira or Dibin, Anab, Ashtemol, Anim, Goshen, Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities along with the town around them. There were Arab Duma, Sham, Janim, Bet Tafwa, Afeka, Humta, Hobron, Hob, Hob, Hebron, and Zoar, 9 cities along with the town around them. There were Moan, Carmel, Zipta, Juta, Zeri, Jokdem, Zanoah, Khan, Gibet, and Tina, 10 cities along with the towns around them. There were Hahum, Bezum, Gedor, Manrat, Betanot, and Etzko, 6 cities along with the town around them. There were Kirat Bar or Kirat Jearim and Rabbah, 2 cities along with the town around them. In the desert there were Bet Araba, Midim, Sekaika, Nimsham, the city of salt, and Engedi, 6 cities along with the town around it. But the people of Judah were not able to drive out the Jebusites who live in Jerusalem. The Jebusites still live there with the people of Judah. This Jebusite, I know some are go wicked way now. So this is the end of my brothers and sisters. I am really, really, really happy that this was possible today. We stop at Joshua 15. So maybe today evening by 10 p.m. or tomorrow by 4 p.m. I will still be here to continue the reading. It's every day, every morning, every night. So before I go, let me read Psalm 22. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He lets me rest in fields of green grass and leads me to quiet pools of fresh waters. He gives me new strength. He guides me in the right path as he has promised. Even if I go through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid, Lord, for you are with me. Your shepherd rod and staff protect me. You prepare a banquet for me where all my enemies can see me. You welcome me as an honored guest and fill my cup to the brim. I know that your goodness and love will be with me all my life, and your house will be my home as long as I live. Psalm 24. The Great King. The world and all that it is in it belongs to the Lord. The earth and all who live on it are his. He built it on the deep waters beneath the earth, and laid its foundation in the ocean depths. Who has the right to go up the Lord's hill? Who may enter his holy temple? Those who are pure in heart and in thought, who do not worship idols or make false promises. The Lord will bless them and save them. God will declare them innocent, such as the people who come to God, who come into the presence of God of Jacob. Fling wide the gates, open the ancient doors, and the great King will come in. Who is this great King? He is the Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord, victorious in battle. Fling wide the gates, open the ancient doors, and the great King will come in. Who is this great King? The triumphant Lord. He is a great King. Hallelujah. So today, this is the end for today's reading. So maybe I'm coming by 10 tonight or by morning and by 5 o'clock in the morning. So bye bye for now.